I'm going to show you how to digitally proof your repeat design unit. This is presuming that you have already made a design unit and you might have more of the unit or more of the block, it's also referred to as, than what's necessary to proof it digitally. So you'll need to crop it down to the area that you think is the repeat design unit. And in this case, you can see this flower and this flower, they both repeat. So I don't I don't need this extra flower in here. In fact, I need to crop it down a little bit more. So what you would do is line up this edge of the crop with this edge of the flower. And so I've chosen this area right here, and if I zoom way in, you can see that I have a line here that touches the edge of the flower. I'm about a pixel away from it, and here I need to be about a pixel away from it as well. So that looks pretty good, but I'm gonna make a mistake on purpose to show you how to correct using the clone stamp tool. So I'm gonna pull it back a little ways and crop it down. And this will probably happen to some of you. So this is hopefully the design unit, and hopefully when I set this into repeat it will work. So you'll need to take down your design to what you feel is the design unit, and then we can make some corrections digitally. First thing I want to do is go to image, size, and this is a low res image I took from the internet, so yours will be a lot higher, but find the number that's closest to an even, and leave constrained proportions on, by the way, and make it something like this. It's 195 by 200, and in fact I think what I can do now is constrain, take that off, and make it 200. It's only 5 pixels difference, and when I hit OK, it didn't really change the image that much. It made it a little bit blurry, but that's okay. Next thing I'm going to do is unlock the layer. Just double click that lock, hit OK. Now what I'm going to do is go back to image, canvas size, and I'm going to change the image to percent and make it 200 by 200% bigger. And as long as you've unlocked that layer, you'll get a halftone background, which means that you'll have transparency and you can move around this design unit as need be. Now it depends on your design. You might have a full drop, you might have a half drop, you might have a Swiss repeat. So with that said, this one is a full drop. It's a block repeat, or also known as a square repeat. And now I want to proof this. First thing I'm going to do is, with the move tool here, I'm going to hold down Alt Option on the Mac, click and drag, and that's a fast way to copy and paste. I also leave under View Snap turned on, and so that's, I'll do it again. I'm always pulling from the center unit. Whoops. Do that. Alt Option, click and drag, and it should snap into place, and you can kind of see where you need to be. There it is, right there. Think that looks right? Click and release. Alt, click, drag, a couple more times. Now at this point, if you lose kind of where the blocks need to be, you can go to View, Rulers, have that checked on, and then click and drag from inside of the ruler, and you can tell, okay, the blocks need to be there, and I'll set up another guide for myself if necessary. But look, I made a mistake. You can see that I'm off by a little bit here. So I'll just click one of these units, and I'm going to use the arrow key on my keyboard, and I'm going to zoom way in. I'm using Command plus to zoom. Arrow key up one more time. Same thing with this one here. So that looks pretty good, I think. I'm okay. There might be a slight flaw in my design, and there should be because I intentionally didn't crop it correctly. And that exists over along this edge, and there's a little bit here. It's just like we did in class if you're in the advanced design course, where we fixed the proof across our mended lines. So the last thing I'm going to do is drop this guy over here. I think it needs to be. again, I can click a guide, drag it from the rulers over, and make sure that my design unit lines up top and bottom, left and right. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I mean, that's pretty close to a correct design unit, and you know, for the sake of presentation, to just talk about your design proof, this is good. However, if you're going to digitally print this, you'll need to fix any mistakes that you have, and that's how you use the clone stamp tool. So something like this looks like I have pretty truthful design proof to the original. Doesn't look bad. I'm going to go view clear guides.